Melissa with Melissa Peterson Designs. I got a lot done this weekend on my dresser. I should say I got a lot more done, I should say. Let me get this up here a little bit better. Happy Monday. I wish we had our sun we had yesterday. We got some rain here. Let me see. I got the camera turned around so I'm backwards. So there's my dresser. I've got 2 drawers done, both sides. I got the peekaboos. I was pulling them out, and that's when I shared pictures last week, and I had Reese's getting in there, being a little stinker. I actually have everybody locked into the living room because I'm sitting on the floor, and you know what happens when you're on the floor. The pets kind of attack you. I have 3 dressers I had to go back and prime. There was some kind of oil or wood from the tannins from the wood coming through. So I used Boss Primer and just primed those areas on both sides. So I'll have to go back and repaint them before I can do my Harlequins on there. I also got my dressers already. I've had that done for a little while, where I had them lined with fabric that I found on sale at Hobby Lobby. For the primer, I used Dixie Belle's Boss in white, and I just went over that with 2 coats. And it's best to do that and then wait 24 hours before you paint, so that way it sets up. So I'll be probably working on that tomorrow, maybe. I'm using DIY's letterpress gray. I wanted to check that out. I like the gray. I'm loving the gray. I had plans on doing this like in white wax and then doing some shadows with black wax, but I liked how my drawers were turning out so well, which is what I did first. I don't know if you can tell here, but it's like it kind of gave them like a shimmery look. It dried really neat, and I added molds, and I did the letterpress gray, and I just did white wax. And I was thinking about going through and doing some dark wax on the edges and kind of adding some shadows, but I loved how this turned out, so I'm leaving that alone. So I've got my dresser painted, and I'm just going to do some white wax today, and I'm using Dixie Belle's Best Dang White Wax. I do have a wax brush, but if you don't have that, you can use like a cloth diaper, like a lint-free cloth. So I'm just going to do a little bit of this. So I just dab it on just a little bit. If I get heavy-handed, all you have to, I gotta be careful, I've got the growth chart behind me. If I get heavy-handed, just wipe it off, the excess, with the lint-free cloth. So I'm just getting into the grooves. It'll darken up, but over time it'll lighten back up again. And this is how I'm going to seal my dresser, is with the white wax. On top, I got 2 coats of the clear coat on top. And I don't know if you saw pictures, but I actually have it tipped. Hi, Katie. How you doing? How you doing? I have 2 coats right now of the clear coat on top, and I've been keeping the dresser tipped because now that I'm back on it again, my cat is interested in it again. So I'm keeping it tipped so she stays off of it while it cures. You know, it's just the little things you got to do. So everything is wax except for this side. And I'm kind of using some muscle elbow grease. And I'm using the brush to spread it around, and some of the areas will get dark, but over time it'll kind of lighten up a little bit. And I just kind of do this in sections. I go in circles, back and forth, up and down. I probably have too much on here right now, but I'll just wipe off the extra with my rag. So if you got any questions, just let me know. If you can rub your hands down there and it kind of glides, then you know you've got it buffed good. If it kind of sticks, you need to go back and buff some more. And when it gets done, it should kind of feel like buttery soft. I love wax. And actually, with clear wax or white wax, you can actually add paint to it and tint it if you want, and do some shading with that. I have done that, but it's been a while. I don't get to do furniture that much because I really don't have room for it. If I had room, that's probably the main thing I'd do. But if you can see, I'm actually in my bay window right now working. So, and right over here is my dining room table where I do my crafts. And this is going to be our bedroom dresser. And if you have like a brushed hair that comes off, just pull it out. If it's on the piece, just kind of brush it off, because that does happen. And you just kind of work it into the paint. And there'll be some dark areas, and that'll kind of lighten up over time. Because when I did my dresser, I had a lot of dark areas, and it all pretty much lightened up. It kind of reminds me of the stone wash finish on the jeans we used to wear back in the 70s. So yeah, if you get too much on there, just kind of spread it around. It doesn't take that much. I've had this jar. This is my very first jar. I bought this maybe a year and a half ago. And I've actually pulled out of it and used it to mix with paint. And on the other side, I did the whole side and wiped it back, and then I went back over just the middle with some more of the white, and then did it again. That way that area will be just a little bit lighter. And this wax is water, can't think of the word, water soluble. So if you decide to go back over the dresser at a later date, you don't have to use the hard chemicals to strip the wax. You can technically just do like a light sanding and go ahead and paint over it. Which is nice about this product. Because I have a dresser in my kitchen that I use as my coffee bar. I use an oil-based wax for it, and I'm already thinking about redoing it, which means I'll have to strip it and start all over. I'm just getting in the corners good. And that's it. I still have to do the top part, but I'm going to have to stand up for that part. And that is it. So, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll finish that top part, and I'll probably come back and do the middle again with a little bit more white and buff it back and see if it needs more. I will be writing about this on my blog post, Melissa Peterson Designs. It'll probably have to be like maybe 3 or 4 posts. Let me see if I can get that over here. There we go. Because I'm going to do one on how I did the dresser, how I did the drawers, how I did the harlequins. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. So, I hope you guys have a great week. I'll be on Friday. I have a craft planned, and I think that's it. Oh, I started a new public group for this page. So if you want to go over and join, feel free. Feel free to share your crafts, share your projects. All I ask is no selling, no spam, and no drama. That's it. You guys have a great week. Bye.